So we are trying to divide the groups of NGO.
Well, we have a plan there. So basically, from now and in the coming 3-4 hours, you could see everything as a workshop. So it's not just it's starting now, but it will continue in the afternoon with two small lectures as well within that phase. But how many people are we here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 25. So 6 people in each group. We will start with a small group work. It will continue for 45 minutes. You will work on a question first, I will tell it soon, 30 minutes, and then you will shortly present your results for the other people in the other groups. So I will give you a number 1 to 6, and then we'll find a space here where you can work together. I will give you a paper and some pens, hopefully, and you can write down, and one take the responsibility for writing down, but you can present it together. That's good. Yeah, you can do it how you want, but you will stand up in the question you can. And you can get out the numbers maybe while I'm reading.
Are we dividing them into
1 to 6, because I guess people are sitting as that, yeah, so...
or we can just ask to put the NGOs hands
No, it's better to divide.
Okay, pirms es sapratu, ka vispār 6 vienkārši mēs ņemam grupā, vai... Is it going to be like first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yes.
Tad pirmais, first, otrais, trešais, ceturtais, piektais, sestais, pirmais, otrais, trešais, ceturtais, piektais, sestais. Tur būs tā. Pirmais, otrais, trešais, ceturtais, piektais, sestais. Pirmais, otrais, trešais. Kā lūdzu? Vienalga. Pirmais, otrais, trešais, ceturtais, piektais, 6. No, she's number 6 already. And you will be together, most probably only 3 persons, yes. Sorry? No, you will be anyway together in one group, I think. It's like, okay, first, second and third, so let's try to do it.
Okay, we can be in one group, but which...
No, you will not be one group. It's like first, second and third. So, like, everybody who is the first will come together, second will come together, third will come together. The sevenths are not going to be in one group.
So just to underline, I hope you can see, what is your role in supporting local development? And mainly as professional, in your professional role. How many people are working in the municipalities here? Regions, region a few. Some other outside that space, entrepreneurs or academy and NGO. So there are some people from NGO as well. So in your role from the NGO then, but mainly it will be from the municipalities and the regional.
Group discussion.
30 minutes, you sit together, you discuss it, you write down what is your role, and then you present it for the other people. Okay, anyway, we start with group number 1. And I don't know if you have agreed in the group how to present, but you could come up here, 1 or 2 or the whole group, and just shortly tell about what you found out, what you discussed. It could be difficult,
and then we can go.
could be easy or so.
Tā, no pirmās grupas, kas gribētu?
So we are first group.
Stanley, I think he wants to film you, so for that reason you have to be here, so we have it on film. Where is it best to stand? Here? Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, please film here. So.
So we
we are the first group, and I am sorry that I will talk English. We tried to talk in Russian and then again in English and lost ourselves in the jungles of languages. So it was some problem to communicate, but still we find that really we all working and all are from different can see the problem of unemployment, and especially unemployment of youth. And we all from two countries, from Lithuania and Latvia, from Riga, from Kekava, and 3 of us from Kaunas. But I started the discussion because I am from Women's Unemployment Center, which gives support for women who are trying to find a job. And I see unemployment problem as women, young women unemployment problem. And soon we found that also there are kids from house of kids which do not have parents, and orphan, and what will be with them? We must prepare, and our Elena is the chief of such an orphan house, and what will be when they will be 18 years old. And our representative of city's municipality, social department, sees very differently youth problems, that we need really a youth organization which would give regular services for young people and help to find a job.
Yeah, and like that, yes.
Yeah.
The situation of unemploying, so the women and youth and the municipality because of social department part and youth initiative center and young child center. So we all fix that it is unemploying, that can social entrepreneurs can really change the situation,
Yes.
make it better. That was so that doing things and that be together and how to cooperate with financial support, with knowledge and as at once.
And so it was so important to get to know about Kekava, the youth organization in Kekava, and also very interesting big project with Scandinavian and Baltic countries. I'm sure maybe you say yourself about this project.
Yeah, no, so it's just to be a space where they can create together and deal with it.
Okay. Okay, any questions from the other people?
So you get something.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Shortly.
Sorry, es mēģināju, bet man kaut kā gribētu rakstīt.
Nākamajā būs forši, būs jāraksta uz kartona. Visi varēs rakstīt.
Otherwise, you can use the green paper you have because we will have more
We will get
exercises
more.
later. So this will be filled up.
We will get more paper.
Okay, great. Then we continue to. But it goes a little bit faster if we.
Es varu šeit stāvēt. Un es varu runāt latviski, jā? Ok, tad mēs esam otrā grupa. Mūsu grupā bija pārstāvēta
Bet ar pauzēm jūs, ja?
Tā lai var
Jā.
iztulkot.
nevalstiskā organizācija.
Wow.
Ministrija, jūs esat kā pašvaldība un jūs esat kā sociālais dienests.
One picture,
We are a
please.
group, quite a diverse group, and we represent somebody from the NGOs, from the ministries, and from the municipalities.
Un īstenībā mēs varam diezgan īsi kā rezumēt savu diskusiju, tāpēc, ka pašlaik mēs paši vēl mācāmies par šo tēmu.
And we are going to be quite short in summarizing our discussion because we are still in the learning process.
Un pagaidām mēs, galvenais, ko mēs varam darīt un darām, ir dalīties ar informāciju un būt kā koordinatoriem, lai iepazīstinātu cilvēkus un veicinātu tīklošanos un networking.
So the main thing that we can do now is share information and work as coordinators so that we could form and promote networking.
Mēs kā tie, kas mēs esam, saņemam paši informāciju par apmācībām, semināriem, grantiem, fondiem un tam līdzīgām lietām. Tas ir arī tas, ar ko mēs varam dalīties ar mūsu klientiem vai mūsu cilvēkiem vai mūsu interesantiem.
And we, as we receive information about different grants available, about different training options, we might then serve as a channel to give that information to the people who are around us in our network.
Man ir lūgums nākt te bišķiņu uz priekšu, labāk rakstīt, jo mums tā kā filmēšanas opcija, lai uz turieni nevarēs nofilmēt 3., 4., 5. un 6. tad tuvāk. Trešā grupā.
Requested to come here and now it's time for group 3.
Trešā
Please
grupā.
move further to that board.
Trešai grupai problēmas ar koordināciju nelielas.
Trešā grupa.
You can be 2 or 3.
Jūs varat nākt divatā.
You can go 2 people.
Jā, nāciet divatā tad.
Вдвоем можете тоже.
We talked about, actually we discussed about different things, what we do, what are our roles. And we are from municipality to representatives and others from NGOs.
NGOs and Social Entrepreneurship Development Foundation. So overall, we really see that there is a society, and in the society we have problems.
Mēs tulkosim, jā, uz
Nu,
latviešu.
nezinu, vai-
Ir nepieciešamība uz latviešu tulkot. Tad tikai angliski.
And these problems, they really require nowadays innovative solutions.
And we agree that there is a demand in society for innovative solutions, and that's what we are basically working on.
Yeah, and these solutions can really provide NGOs and municipalities if they work together. So, and what we should do, we should solve these problems by innovative solutions with the help of NGOs
Municipalities working together. That's our basic idea.
Yeah, so working together, different actors.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to discuss?
Yeah, it was interesting to listen.
Yeah. What was difficult?
Different things.
Different, as for example.
Maybe another group also can share, but you can also share. What was difficult to discuss?
No, it's not difficult because just a different thing because we are different environments, yeah, and we deal with different things, so that's why.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mēs esam no 4. grupas, un mēs visi esam no pašvaldībām, kas saistīti strādā sociālā sfērā.
So we are group 4 and we're all from the municipalities and we work also all in the social sphere.
Un mēs strādājam tā kā administrācijā, un tad mums ir tā iespēja runāt ar augšu, tā teikt, domas pārstāvjiem, pašvaldību vadītājiem.
So we're all working in administration, so we have the possibility to work with the people up there in the local municipality, governors and the officials.
Un pats galvenais, ko mēs tiešām visas sapratām, ka ir ļoti daudz cilvēki, kas dzīvo ārpus un vispār nezina, kad ir sociālas problēmas. Viņi dzīvo labi. Un es godīgi pati gadu atpakaļ tādu biju, pirms sāk strādāt sociālajā dienestā.
And we have found out that actually there are very many people who don't even, who are not even aware that there are social problems around. I can tell you that I was of the same kind before I started working in the social services.
Un tur ir tas, ka izglītot, runāt, stāstīt, un ko runāt un ko stāstīt, mēs ceram būt šeit.
And this is what we want to get out of this seminar. We want to educate other people and to understand what to tell them, how to bring this piece of news home to them, what the social problems are and how they might be resolved.
So what the social problems are and how to resolve them.
Yes.
Sveiki! Mēs arī apspriedāmies un galvenais secinājums, kas mums bija, ir tas, ka mēs visi grupā bijām ļoti, ļoti dažādi. Ir praktiķis, ir studējošais, ir politikas veidotājs, ir arī cilvēks, kam ir bijusi pieredze jau, un kad ir ļoti daudz dažādi tā kā aizmugurē stāsti par mums, un kad katram ir arī ļoti savs izteikts viedoklis.
Okay, one thing that we found about group number 4 is that we are so very diverse. We have a practitioner, somebody with experience, a person who studies, a policy maker, and actually it was quite a diverse group.
Group 5.
Yes, group 5. Group 5.
Pirmais, kas bija secinājums, ka mēs esam ļoti sagadījušies ļoti no dažādām sfērām cilvēki. Otrs, ka mums visus vieno tas mērķis šodien faktiski runājot par sociālo uzņēmēju darbību, bet katrs no savas perspektīvas, kā jau te citām grupām tas pats bija.
And though we were so diverse in that group, we found that we have a common goal together, and that is about social entrepreneurship. Each of us, however, saw the social entrepreneurship in a different way, from a different angle.
Un mēs runājām, kā rast to risinājumu konkrētām problēmām katrs savā līmenī, bet tas arī bija interesanti salikt kopā, jo viens ir, kā jau minēja, praktiķis, viens ir institūcijā strādā cilvēks, viens ir nevalstiskajā sektorā un valsts pārvaldē. Un līdz ar to mēs sapratām, ka tie risinājumi ir dažādi un katrā līmenī viņi noteikti atšķirsies. Un vietējā līmenī ir būtiski kopienā, kad ir aktīvi cilvēki un ir komanda savācās ar cilvēkiem, kam ir sociāls mērķis skaidrs, ko viņi grib atrisināt.
Since we were so different, we were looking at different aspects of resolving these problems. So on one hand, we found out that the solutions to the problems were also quite different depending on the level on which we worked. So in one hand, we had a practitioner, somebody working in an institution, in an NGO, in a municipality, and the ways that all these people suggested were quite different. They were each on a different level. So on a local level, it's very important to have somebody incentivizing, somebody promoting, somebody
pushing.
Yeah, to find a solution to different social goals.
Yeah.
Tad sestā grupa bijām četratā, apsēdāmies, ieraudzījām ļoti vispārēju jautājumu. Man liekas, vairāk nekā es vienu, mēs vairākas bijām apmulsušas, no kur gal sāk tik vispārējs.
So group number 6, we saw the question and we thought, my God, it's so general. We were quite we didn't know what to do.
Un tad mēs tā ļoti burtiski, ko katrs var dot, lai uzlabotu vidi.
Personīgi dot.
Jā, personīgi. Un mēs bijām ļoti dažādi. Mēs bijām 4, 2 cilvēki no pašvaldībām. Jā. Un tad pie tam viens cilvēks ar pieredzi projektu rakstīšanā un otrs cilvēks speciālists sociālā dienesta vadītāju, un tad nāk klāt šai budžetei pētniece ar pētījumu par sociālām uzņēmēju darbību un ar NVO pieredzi, un arī starptautiska organizācija pārstāvis.
So, we were 4 people and we didn't know what to do with that very general question. So what we started is very literally started to think what each of us, every one of us could do in order to improve society. And we had we have 2 people from the municipalities, one with experience in writing projects, another one who worked in social work, and then we had also a researcher who had experience working in an NGO, and also somebody who had international experience.
Jā.
Un tas, ko mēs izvēlējāmies to pieeju tādu skatīties, kas ir mūsu individuālās stiprās, patiesībā koncentrēties uz stipriem pusēm.
And then what we decided is to concentrate, to focus on our, on the strong sides, on the strengths of each of us, of each one of us.
Jā, un tad uzreiz jau izkristalizējās, ka mums ir ideju ģenerators un arī pieredzējis praktiskā darba darītājs, tāda laba kombinācija.
And so one thing that struck us first was that we had one person who was an idea generator and another person who had very good practical experience.
Tā skaitā arī komandas darba organizēšana šim speciālistam bija, kas arī nopietna stiprā puse.
So a person with practical experience, one who knew how to do teamwork and how to organize teamwork, which is a very big strength.
Un tad mēs bijām gatavi dalīties ar saviem kontaktiem no dažādām, tur iznāca katram savs kontaktu tīkls, tur iznāca gan valsts iestādes, Latvija, gan valsts pārvalde Ziemeļvalstis, nevalstiskās organizācijas, personīgi kontakti uzņēmēju vidē.
And one thing that we discovered was that we were ready to share our networks. We had already our own good networks. The Latvian authorities, that was one network, the Nordic countries and the authorities there, that was another network, then there were other networks.
Ar domu, ka mums katram ir pavisam cits kontakttīkls, kuriem mēs varam izplatīt informāciju, gan personīgi runājot, gan arī publicējot vai sociālajos tīklos, vai rakstot, piemēram, relīzes, bet ar domu izplatīt informāciju, ko jau minēja arī pirmā grupa, manuprāt.
And then it occurred to us that by sharing these networks, we will have a big audience for sharing information in different ways, either writing in the social networks or by writing press releases and sending them out to the network. And so in different ways we could enlarge our audience through sharing.
Mūsu grupā nebija neviena no uzņēmēju vides, bet izrādījās, ka mums ir ļoti eleganti kontakti ar uzņēmēju vidi.
Though we didn't have anyone from the businesses among us, we found out that we had good contacts in the business environment.
Vēl mums grupā bija pat zināšanas gan teorija par sociālo uzņēmēju darbību, ko mēs ieguvām ko mēs varētu iegūt šāda uzņēmuma radīšanā no bakalaura darbā, izpētē, veiktā.
We found out that there was also theoretical experience available within the 4 people that we represented. One of our members was writing a bachelor's paper on social entrepreneurship.
Un vēl viens izrādījās tāds, uzņēmumu veidošanas sakarā interesanti fakts, ka mums kā pašvaldības darbinieki, pasaka, tu labāk par telpām.
Par telpām. Tas vārds sakot, mēs, protams, varam daudz un dikti runāt par to, ka cik tas ir labi un cik tas ir vajadzīgi, bet, teiksim, kāds ir praktiskais devums un tas, ko var darīt pašvaldības, mums ir zināmas savas telpas, mēs noteikti zinām labi, kur kas ir apdzīvots, kur kas ir neapsaimniekots. Un, respektīvi, ja ir cilvēku grupa, kas vēlas iet un darboties, tad tā ir ļoti laba iniciatīva no pašvaldības puses, nedodot konkrētu naudu, bet iedodot makšķeri. Šādas telpas ir noteikti pašvaldības rīcībā, respektīvi ir šādu telpu datubāzes, sauksim to tā, un ja cilvēki nāk un jums to jautā, jūs varat apsvērt un dalīties ar šīm telpām, ielaist tos cilvēkus tur darboties.
And one very practical issue is that we found out, we had to think about what could we practically do, because everything is okay, you can think of different things, but it always boils down to practicalities. And then we thought, as a municipality, what can we do? And it occurred to us we have a lot of information about different premises, which are not inhabited, which are not managed. So we couldn't perhaps give money to these people, but we could help them with the premises. We could give them a database of where premises were available and give them some conditions and that. So instead of maybe giving some money, we could give a fishing rod to these people so they could use it in order to do something.
Apkopojums vai personisks ieskats, ka ja man kāds jautātu, ko tu vari darīt sociālās uzņēmēju darbības veicināšanā, tas izklausās nopietni, tā sveši un sarežģīti, es neko. Bet tagad, kad mēs vienkārši diskutējam par to, kā mēs varam ar savām zināšanām un prasmēm kaut ko darīt apkārtējās vides uzlabošanai, dzīves uzlabošanai, tad beigās tā visa, ko mēs pierakstījām, tur šis un tas noderētu sociāliem uzņēmumiem arī.
So actually, if we look at the question as we saw it at the very first moment, what is your role in social local development, then it would be really hard to answer. But now, through discussion, we found out that indeed we have some things to offer to social entrepreneurs.
Es varētu vēl vienu piebilst, par ko mēs runājam. Mēs, protams, visi vienmēr runājam, cik tas ir labi atbalstīt cilvēkus, kas ir grūtībās nonākuši, bet jautājums, vai jūs tiešām esat to darījuši. Piemēram, ja jūs zinat, ka ir cilvēki, kas taisa kartiņas, vai jūs esat tiešām viņu nopirkuši. Tas ir praktisks devums, jūs varbūt runājat par to, ka lūdzu ir un neiet un pēciet, bet stāsts ir par to, ka lietot arī to produktu vai pakalpojumu, kas ir radīts, jo ar to vien, ka mēs runāsim, cik tas ir labi, tas vēl nekas nemainās, ir jāsāk un jālieto tas arī.
And one more thing that I would like to add. We all say and we think and we believe it's good to help people who are in difficulties. But let us think, how many of us have in practice done something to help them? How many of us have in practice bought a card which is sold by, or have been produced by people in difficulties, etc.? How many of us have actually used a service which is offered by the people who are socially disadvantaged? I think we have to stop speaking about this and start doing things.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think we are a little bit after the schedule, but it was really the idea to start a little bit broadly. It's always difficult to know how concrete you should have. If you have a very tough question, you will have concrete result, but here I was more open to show that you can have different views and start somewhere. And the last example here showed that you can start with not understanding till go to action. We had already the plan for what to do, basically. I will give a short presentation here about enabling society. I think more than municipalities, since we are more actors now. There are some regional people and some people from NGOs. So this is basically a way of looking at change and some practices. And I would like to start with my favorite role model, which is a professor in organizational learning. He's called Peter Senge. Maybe you have heard him. Have anyone heard about Peter Senge? He's, you find a lot of videos on YouTube. And he's working with learning and change and reflective thinking. That is really what we do in the afternoon here. Sit in groups, discuss, verbalize what you can do, visualize for the other people, and in that way you start to see how you can go about what are the similarities, where are the common threads, how you start to work for collective action. Hope we don't have a big voice here, I think, but it's about leadership and collective. It's long.
Not on.
It's not?
It should
Push
be
the
on.
button.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
It should be on.
It should be on.
Yeah.
It is.
My favorite definition of leadership is the capacity of a human community to shape its future. The capacity of a human community to shape its future. Now, there's two aspects in that definition that are very useful for me. First is it emphasizes the collective, the human community. A trap we often get into in leadership is it's all about heroes. It's all about individuals, usually great men. You know, if you look at the history of teaching, this great man, that great person, but individuals. But in fact, if you look at what actually gets accomplished, it's always accomplished by collectives. So leadership is a kind of a paradoxical subject where personal growth and development, my capacities as a human being are very, very important, and it's inherently collective. But the second part of the definition is really the one that I particularly wanted to underline this morning. And that is to shape its future. The capacity of the human community to shape or influence its future. The orientation that I think is fundamental to leadership is what I would like to call for this morning the creative orientation. How we shape our future. How we bring into being things we really care about. How we accomplish things that really matter to us.
Okay. enabling municipality. So a short background about me that I told about before, so I will not go into it. I will cut some slides. Why the enabling municipality? Why the enabling society? Why it's good? Some theory and practice. I can stop if you want to hear a little bit more. I can take some more practice if you want. Just ask me during the presentation. Also then some guidance in how you can foster this learning process that very much Peter Senge spoke about before. It's very much reflective of that, his ideas there. Why the enabling municipality? And this is one of the challenges as my passion. Bitten told about her passion, but for me it has been very much the environment. It's a collective. We had a presentation last week in Stockholm, the climate change and all the big really influencing things on us and in the whole world. And this is a collective challenge that we need to do, from local to global. And all the challenges you have here, regardless if you're in Sweden or Riga, I guess, it's the health, it's the environment, work, education. We also have the possibilities now as never before with networking, to build networks through social media. That is unique and why it's so much easier to go to collective action globally. Start locally but also work on a totally different scale. We have a financial system, and if you look at the US, every hour now at CNN you see it's maybe broke down in the government, and probably most of you have followed here the EU the last 3-4 years. It's a real challenge in the financial system. And just to look at social entrepreneurship, at the same time the social banks, they do very well. So they are increasing in possibilities and people who want to go into social banking. But the traditional financial system is not so positive today. We also have the problems with the trust in institution. The biggest research that comes from time to time, the Edelman Trust Barometer, shows very clearly over the world that the trust in politics, state, region, municipalities go down all over the world. The same for business, and it goes up for civil society. It's a value shift going on, and the World Value Survey has shown that also very clearly. And I will not go in detail here, but you need a new logic to work. You need more network thinking. The old way of doing stuff is very difficult. It's a complex environment. So what is enabling really about? And I will come into the concept of social capital, and that is how you work together. And this is from David Hume. Do I speak too quickly for translation? And David Hume from A Treatise of Human Nature, 1740. Your corn is ripe today, mine will be so tomorrow. This is profitable for us both, that I should labor with you today and that you should aid me tomorrow. So that's the reciprocity, to do something for each other. And if you start to create an enabling, how do you support an environment that you can to work together? Social capital is the glue that holds societies together, without which there can be no economic growth or human well-being. I also know that from research from Herbert Simon, that got Nobel Prize some years back, said that up to 90% of the assets in society is social capital. That is, for example, that the state works, it's not corruptive, you can invest in something without losing the risk of losing the stuff you invest in. So it's an alternative cost in a functioning society. And here you can say it's my favorite picture of social capital. Do you know what it is?
Somewhere in Arabic? Oh,
Spain. Living towers. Go into YouTube and look. It's like every year around the world, but Spain, I think it started. It's a living towers, and it's a part of the tradition. And if you look here, it's a child, you can't see it here, but climbing on the people, 3-4 years of age. And it's really dynamic, and all the people are there supporting. And often it fails. breaks down and you see one person take the child on the way down. But this is very much what social capital is about, the dynamics and how do you feel, how do you work with it. And the main cornerstone is trust. And trust very often starts with your inner possibility to feel that you can do something. And when you know that you have a capacity, you can start to trust in another person. So a lot of leadership comes from, can I do something? Stand in front of some people, do some small acts, and you can start to believe in other people. Here are the elements of networks. So later on, if you will start to work strategically with networks, there are 3 analytical concepts and a lot of theory around it. I will go quite quickly into it. Bonding, that's small networks, the same type of people, the family, the working group that know each other very well. It has a lot of values because you can share the intimate things or call in the evening if you need some really help from a friend. On the other hand, there is no new information coming into that environment, which is very essential for development of a community. So I have looked at villages in North Sweden, for example, and you can see the same trait in the municipalities. They lack new people. They can go to the sport club or whatever and they do nice things, but the people are moving out and no new people are moving in. Then you have the other concept, which is you can say the opposite, it's bridging, where you find the new people. And with new people you get new information, and with new information you can get new knowledge and start to do something. And linking is the last dimension, which is to the power. In the end you will need some kind of financial support, political support, and so forth. So even if you get great ideas, you have a community who want to do something, you have some great ideas because you have new input, maybe you can't do it because you don't have the finance. So you need to work with all dimensions. And often when we speak about meetings, that means you have meetings in this group, and that doesn't lead to new stuff because you already know what will be said. So you need to meet the new people to start to get some development. And hopefully linking as well. That's the most difficult because power tend not to want to give power away. Shortly, why work with social capital? Because it's research say it reduces crime, increased educational achievement, higher economic performance, high levels of happiness, better health. It's well documented. And also environment. So if you start to look at meeting places or building networks, what should you think on? Transparency is key. Think about governments now, they try to protect, not to control the information. That's not transparent, doesn't build trust. You don't know, you don't have the access to information. It should be informal interaction that provides also space for exchange. Openness to new ideas. Do you sit and close your arms or are you open to new ideas? Is the value. So a few examples here in practice. So I started in 2006 to work with this in a learning process that's still ongoing. There were some people from the regions here.
Yes.
Okay. So region West Sweden is the largest. We have, it's like Latvia, I would say, 1.5 million people and 500,000 in Gothenburg. And they have 49 municipalities. And in the program of social economy, they want to work with the concept of social capital. So it's really top down that the region has decided, a little bit opposite from Bitten who started at the grassroots, but here's the region who says that we should work with this in practice, building learning programs. That's how the region in Sweden is supporting this, by building seminars out in the local municipalities, I will go into that, and other stuff. It's a learning process, and it's taking place in Skåne in the south, it's taking place in Denmark, I think in Finland as well. Sweden and Denmark, I know for sure it's everywhere. So in our project it was dynamic growth capital to increase the knowledge about social capital and create a model to be used. And we organized for 4 years or 3.5 years seminars out in the region with different actors around different topics. So the first was at the university. It was the first time that municipality leaders came into the university. It was very strange, and someone, no, I don't want to go there because that's another world. So it was incredibly very dynamic conversations. And then the municipalities who were part of the project, they decided themselves what they wanted to speak about. So we had a program, we had a seminar about business climate, we had about health, we had about school, we had about the networks, and we had an international conference. This was from a regional perspective, how to work with local development, and let the municipalities themselves decide the learning process. Someone is calling. Here are some of the micro projects we made in the municipalities. We created a business network. We look at civic sector as a resource. So in 5 municipalities, they defined how civil society could be a resource. They were in the center. The businesses were involved, the municipality were involved, but it was the civic sector that was on the stage. We also had about social sustainability in school, development of tourism network, health projects and ethnic minorities. All from a network perspective and social capital. They defined it, not the project. They defined it themselves. And here was one municipality with 11,000 people. So in that municipality with local authorities, civic sector, NGOs and business, they said, we want to increase the resources in the civic sector, the basic knowledge in school is not good, and we need better competence in business. They agreed on that to work together. In the 5 municipalities we worked, they had 5 different triangles, 5 different contracts, but they defined it themselves together. Here is another example. It's from Caindoe in West Scotland, a small rural village where people started to move out, and the classical problem, and a few like social entrepreneurs we want to do something, like we heard a story yesterday in Sweden. They were still here. We need to do something. We need to live on tourism. We want to live here. So one of the women in this city or small city, she decided we created Here We Are, a story about the village. At the time there were lack of housing, insufficient workers to fill jobs, no opportunities for further education, lack of centre to encourage tourists to stop and learn about Caindoe, lack of knowledge of local history, no awareness. So the first thing they built was the local community centre, because they had lost the history of the place. The history was lost about the young generation. So the people were invited to put up stories about the local community and so on, and they invited the neighborhoods from around to come there and share what the dreams they had. So they collected up a great story and grew some spirit around it. The challenge was still to get some investment. They know we have a future, they had almost shaped their future but not investment. And they said that we want to invest in a biomass fabric. Biomass? Biomass?
Biomass.
Biomass. Okay. So when they looked at the assets as you did in group number 6 here, what can you do in the group? They looked at the same. They looked within the community. What do we have that other neighborhoods or other communities doesn't have? We have the capacity to build a biomass factory. And by doing that, they got access to the ministry in UK to come there and cut you know, when you open the factory.
Like a
So they have
landed,
tried for 2-3 years. They have the story, we know what to do. We need the people to come here, the tourists, but they didn't get access to the power, the linking dimension I spoke with. But when they have seen what the really unique resources they have to make a biomass factory, they started that, and in that sense, he needed to come there. The ministry needed to come there. And when it came, they had the newspapers. They had all people came like, now we see it. And they had created this story already before. They knew sooner or later the power will come. Then we have the story. The only challenge is to find the link. So now today they have 80 or 90,000 tourists coming there every year. It's a quite growing, prospering society. So this is a place that really have worked with social capital in all dimensions, bonding, bridging, linking systematically. And there are maybe 5-6 other places I know that have done the same. I don't think it will be time to go into, but Langenegg is a village in close to Zurich in West Austria. Similar story. And Ottawa is a big region in Canada that has started with building regional innovation centers and investing a lot in youth empowerment and so. You can go into all these cases later. I can provide a link if you want to go into the cases. Tasmanian is in Australia. We want to build #1 in Australia. Baskian, that you showed the case about the social innovation case. And Vuollerim is a place I presented yesterday. That's more on a small village level. But from big Ottawa with 14 million people and Toronto as main capital to Langenegg, 1,000 people and so forth. They have all actors use this approach systematically with a very good result. So some key takeaways from the projects. One, when you go to the politicians that we noticed in the project, that they say, we have to act, we have to act. So learning, like you said, or starting to discuss, that's not action in a political context. It's very good, we should build a house, then it's fine. If we have a house, then we can act. But to start a learning process, that's not acting. That's very strange for me, when we live in a knowledge economy. Industrial society, it was very much there. We build that machine or that factory, but not the people. We asked a lot when we were out in the workshops, politicians or other people, what is social capital? It's about eating ice cream. You must be concrete. And a house is concrete, but people and process is not always concrete. I don't feel comfortable with this concept. We use social capital. A lot of people say, finally, we are asset. We are an asset as people. But some other also say that I don't like to be a capital. So that belongs also if you start to work with definition. So it's very difficult to invest in people and knowledge. And I think the only way is to design this type of learning processes that the region can provide spaces strategically for municipality development with lots of diversity. So here are 3 steps in working with social capital. 1, establish favorable condition, maximizing local resources, and you did that already in the first task. What assets do we have here? And starts with the people. Support opportunities for social interaction. That is what you can do, step 1. It's also called culture planning. If you look at that concept of culture planning, it's quite close. Number 2, this is very much bonding, the first concept. The second, bridging, tap into existing networks to deliver information via community. Build an information portal, sharing information, that a lot of you said here. Building networks. Value mutual friendship, the common exchange. You can celebrate what you are doing once in a while when you have done a project or so. Provide access to information. And 3, extend existing and build new networks for all communities. Construct shared future visions that we started with here. I think at the end of the day we have a small vision at least. So these are 3 steps that you can work with if you want to work with social capital. And this is, you can go much deeper into network analysis and who should you really connect with. This is a start. Any questions so far? Is it, yeah?
What did you mean with this eating ice cream? Was it?
We, in the first project between 2006 and 2010, when we came out, we often started with what is social capital for you? And some, they said it's about eating ice cream. That was quite common. They didn't value people. That was the conclusion later on in academic reports. It was from, when they really started to dig behind it, it was, we go and build a big house, or we invest in Volvo cars or something. But the civil society was not an asset. That is something, the third sector, not the first or second, it's the third sector. So an important point of understanding. Here also I showed yesterday that for a social entrepreneur, very often it's the tangible value for a commercial entrepreneur, what you see. But here is the hidden values. And why it's often very difficult for a social entrepreneur to act, because you don't see them. It's intangible, invisible. If it's human or if it's environmental. Yeah, I'm almost finished. So it's important to develop also some measurement systems. And it can look like this when you start to work with social capital. Stakeholder map, what relations you have. They have already started it today in the 4 triangles. Some questionnaires, how to over time, value, report, case study. This is how it could look. And some from time to time, can you trust people in the area? I have a positive influence on decisions, and so forth. So that is a way to report and to measure social capital, to manage it.
Tell some good stories.
Yeah. Yeah, and here's my information if you want to look more. My address, I gave you the card and the platform where I'm often at, and Facebook you can connect me with, and the LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, I think we will put this presentation in our webpage, or somehow in different way we will share this information, so you will have access to it, so no need to write it down.
These was 2 cases, but there are plenty of cases if you, how have they done in Langenegg or Ottawa, but you will see the same stages. Start with the assets, you have the people, and then start to expand the networks and provide a space where you meet from time to time and collect the information and reflect on the information. And things start to pop up, basically.